Alright, so this is our homeowner's guide. It's off with how to buy a house. Regardless if you're buying a new house or a pre-existing home, and you want to hire a contractor, there are a few things you want to consider. You want to pick a home in the town and state which you choose. You want a home that is appealing to yourself and can accommodate your needs. And these are important, but there are other components you want to think about too. You want to think about expenses and budget. You want to think about the maintenance and longevity of the home. Also, you want to grab a surveyor is one of the first things you want to do. This will let you know the boundaries of your lot, and you want to acquire a floor plan, a site plan, and elevation drawings, and send it to your city clerk. And this allows you to get a building permit. A building permit must be visible from the road and into your window. You also need to pay attention to the variations of subsystems in a home. The main components include electrical, structure, outer shell, plumbing, surfaces, interior, exterior, and comfort systems, which is like heating and cooling. These also become prepackaged to include other important components, such as different plumbing, how you're going to have your septic tanks and things like that. As far as building codes, there's a set of established and enforced by local government. They're in place for safety and protection of everyone, from the insurance companies to the homeowners to the contractors.
Alright, next is the electrical systems. Average amps in a circuit breaker for a house nowadays is 200 amps. So we're going to make sure that we have all the accommodating factors for like lights, switches, your panel, smoke detectors, ceiling fans, everything will be meet the standards, and we'll have the right amount of circuit power. We want to make sure that it meets code and everything, and it meets standards. Keep in mind that outlets, lighting, communication lines cannot be changed, so once it's set in, we're keeping it that way.
Next, we have comfort systems. This is your heating and air conditioning. You can have two types of the systems. You've got a package system or a split system. Package system is the heating and cooling in one unit, and the other is heating and cooling units are separate. This leaves the homeowner or future homeowner in charge of deciding what kind of system is best for efficiency, cost, affordability, and reliability. Next, we have the plumbing systems. Plumbing has changed greatly since the beginning. Plumbing systems are usually operated on a private well or a public water supply. Private wells pump water from the ground near your home. A well company should purify them yearly. City water runs off a meter inside your home, and they measure the amount of water used. You will also want to look on what size of water heater you will need, and if you want electric or gas fire ran water heaters. Of course, the number of bathroom sinks, showers, toilets, and their locations are important when becoming a homeowner as well.
Foundation is one of the most important of a home. It's the beginning. When facing with the decision of foundations, it can be very nerve-wracking, considering it's the main component holding your home together. There are three kinds of foundation systems used on houses these days. There's slabs, basements, and crawl spaces. The slab is probably the easiest foundation to build. It's a flat concrete pad poured directly on the ground. It takes little preparation and minimal labor to create. It works well on level sites in warmer climates, but it has problems in cold New England climates like here, because the ground freezes and de-thaws a lot. And this can cause the slab to shift, or it can create folds in the floor. And you can see here, this is the concrete slab. The basement is poured in three pieces, and in most cases the beams, then the walls, then the slab inside the walls like this. see it right here. And they also put in a reinforcing bar, it's a steel bar, help it stay all connected. This keeps it more waterproof. And the last one's this crawl space, and it has several advantages. It gets house up off the ground, and it's really good for damp areas or termite prone areas. It's a lot less expensive than a basement, but it's comparable to a slab. Ductwork and plumbing can run in the crawl space, meaning that they're easy to service and move over the lifetime of the house. Most of the time, the crawl space is made of cinder block with a brick facing, so you see the cinder blocks here, and then it's faced around with these bricks.
All right, next is the structure of the house. The skeleton of your house is the frame of the house that is made of wooden beams, roof rafters, wall studs, and wall joists. Durability of the house depends on the framing process and the structure of the home. Depending on where you live, you may have different structured homes. Homes in Florida will be made structurally different from homes in Massachusetts because of the climate, and you don't need to worry about elements such as snow and ice. There are also many different products to offer a better structural strong home. To ensure this, the size of connections of the framing are all important to state building codes. We made, for instance, our outside wall, it's 2x6, and right there's our interior wall, which is 2x4, I mean, and they're all 16 OC. The outer shell, the shell of a house consists of siding, roofing, doors, and windows. Components provide a barrier between the inside and the outside of your house. The outer shell is also known as the envelope, which also provides energy efficient by reducing movement of heat in and around the building. It helps maintain the indoor temperature of the home. Different materials and installations will help to increase the efficiency of the quality of our outer shell. Right here is Tyvek paper which we use on the outside of the shell of the home. It's weather resistant, and it also helps depending on which one you get for heat.
So the exterior walls, and there's interior walls. The exterior walls and the outer shell consists of the siding, then usually a building paper, which is the Tyvek, or house wrap, and sometimes sheathing. Then you have the framed wall, which is packed with insulation. The insulation provides a barrier for the movement of heat through the walls. It can also provide as a mean of soundproofing, which is really important, especially when you go into commercials where you don't want sounds of other buildings or an apartment to go through. Exterior walls are often given a heavier insulation than interior walls to protect against outside sounds like trains, buses, cars. Depending on what kind of climate you live into will also depend on what kind of insulation you would want to use and what value you'd want to use. Interior surfaces. This is where a homeowner can easily influence his or her home without needing to know a lot about construction. You can also do a lot with cost and durability with interior products because there's so many out there. Yes, interior design can be expensive if you hire a designer, but there's a lot to choose from. They're going to know the best for what you want. There's choices such as paint, wallpaper, carpet, hardwood, plaster or concrete, different cabinets, different countertops, glass. You have to have an idea on what you want to do. And that's pretty much all. It's our homeowner's guide.